Hey, once again, welcome to Dino Reacts. I'm your host, Dino. I'm here with my nephew, Malachi.
Good to be here.
Yeah. We found a little clip of how to avoid red pill men, and me being a red pill man myself, I want to debunk some of these things and come at it from a clear point of view, and I want the objective point of view of my nephew so we can round everything out. Let's get this shit started. You ready?
Of course, yeah.
Let's go.
We jump into step two. So it's high value, traditional, cooperative, beta, cuck, Western women. Bop is a new one, but it is definitely red pill. 304, fit and friendly. Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray is more so used by a specific demographic of men, but nonetheless, there's still red pill. We jump into step two. So it's high value, traditional, cooperative.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's go through what this first part of the list she was talking about. I see. First of all, I just want to say that I noticed that it's red pill statements that she wants to avoid. And if men say them, she considers them red flag. I'll first off want to say that this list is just a list of traits that men see in society, traits men see in women, and I think emotional, intelligent men will use these to weed out people he don't want in his life.
Mhm.
You know, so for me, the first thing she said is high value. I think every man wants to be high value, whether it's to society or to his family.
That's anybody specific. Like anybody at all wants to be high value.
Yeah, so if anybody was to say high value, that's me letting them know that they have high standards for themselves. Like, and for me, I want to be in association with people that consider themselves high value.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I wouldn't consider that a red flag. Let me try to see why she would consider high value a red flag. Is it because they are saying they're more high value than she is? Why
I
would she
think that's
consider?
just a term. It's a form of projecting. When you don't like the people trying to better themselves, or like trying, it's like holding somebody back because you feel like you're not moving forward. I think that's why she's upset about it.
Okay, well, yeah. Well, maybe she cannot attain high value men, so therefore it's in a trust
Mm,
to her own inability.
I see.
You know, I, since I can't have it, therefore I don't want
Hmm.
it. You know,
And you shouldn't want it either.
and you should want it either, like little spoiled shit. The next one is traditional. Well, traditional just means that you adhere to gender roles, adherent gender roles in family and structure, things that have been like working since the dawn of time.
Yeah, the
Man, woman, and
nuclear
child.
family.
Man, woman, the nuclear family group. And I have nothing with being. I have nothing wrong with the word traditional. But I wonder if does she have a problem with a man asking for a traditional woman while she simultaneously asks for a man to be traditional.
Yeah, because to ask for a traditional man is to want him to continue to provide and everything. To provide, go out, work hard, be the more forward person, pay for everything. Yet she doesn't want to take the traditional role of, or traditional as in what used to happen, where women are staying at the home, cooking and cleaning, no job, raising the kids.
Yep. Yep. So there's no negative in tradition, but that's where she's come. Cooperative. That cooperative probably goes in the same like cooperative slash submission. Or the trigger is I'm not cooperating with no man. I'm being a submission to no man. He gotta listen to me. Blah blah blah. Whatever kind of like tropes they want to throw in there for that. But cooperative only means that you have the emotional maturity to be able to get along with somebody. That's all it is. You can get along with somebody. So if I ask a woman to be cooperative, that means like can we get along?
Mm-hmm.
Can we coexist in the same room together? Can we co-op?
I see.
You know. What do you think beta is?
I think beta is like, I guess it's somebody that's not looked down upon, rather, or like they're more like pitied because they're either refusing to grow, or they don't see the growth like that other men are going through.
Yeah.
Like they look down upon it because they feel like it's wrong or dumb.
Yeah, I mean beta is like not putting in the work to change who you are at a natural state.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying you want people to accept you for who you are. That's just base state. But if you want to evolve, like going Super Saiyan, some Goku shit, you know what I'm saying? You want to evolve into alpha, and most betas they want to just stay the same. They don't want to go through the testament and toil it takes to change and alter you.
It's being complacent.
Yeah, being lazy. Betas are lazy. And they're also lazy about just the dominance they have to have over their own lives. You know, and they're
Yeah.
also like very like they beta men get behind causes they don't believe in. You know, just to get attention. You know, that like beta men be the type of guy to oh I'm a male feminist just to try to get laid.
Exactly.
You know, but not necessarily. They're not a fucking feminist.
I see.
That's beta to me.
Just using the term because they think it looks good.
Yeah. Cuck, easy. A cuck is a guy that allows other men to do things to his girl in his presence. That's just who would ever be that, who would ever accept that, who would ever get sexual fucking energy from that. I don't understand. To each their own. I'm not for it.
Right, like we have examples of it, but it doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't make it. I just that's so low value to yourself. Like just too
There's
much.
no
of it.
self-respect.
Yeah, no self respect. Not ain't for that. Western women is just a term to rep just women in the West in English predominantly speaking countries, those being led by democracies.
But it's looked down upon the term because they, I guess, women nowadays view the term Western woman as demeaning,
Yeah.
as like saying, I guess that we don't like their character or their morals. When that's not necessarily true unless you are a Western woman with bad morals. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like a term to describe a person outside of where they're from and what the values of their societies are, not the person specifically.
Yeah, it's not. You're just a Western society woman. That's it. It's not a negative. Calling you a masculine Western woman, maybe that could be a negative.
It's the same as first world and third world countries.
Yeah, first world or third world woman, same thing. Yeah. Bop, as you already told me.
Oh yeah, that's basically being promiscuous, giving up your body easily or to everybody to where it's a well-known thing.
Yeah.
It's like everybody, or like say everybody in my friend group, all have slept with this one girl, then she's considered a bop. That has in my opinion has nothing to do with red pill. That's just a common term nowadays.
I know, like, and they're funny. Like for us, we would call a bop a flip. You know what I'm saying? Because she got flipped by everybody.
Oh wow.
Everybody done folded her. That's what they looked at. 304, same thing. 304 is basically the same thing. 304 spelled backwards is HOE, ho. So it's the same thing. A very promiscuous woman. If she considers those as red flags, that's because she's probably promiscuous. And it's not rocket science. Men don't like promiscuous women. And listen, we like them for a night,
But not for
not for a relationship. Yeah, we like them for a night, not for a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you gonna throw it back on me, I throw a condom on and I give it to you. But like I'm not finna go take you to meet my parents. That's not happening.
Exactly.
It's not happening. All right. Fit and friendly. Yes, I want my girl to be fit and friendly. I want my girl to be very nice. I want her to be pleasant. I want her to be cooperative. I want her to be feminine. I want her to be. I like to have my woman to have a cup I can pour into. You know. And if she's all like, I don't need a man, and she's all aggressive and stuff, like, what I'm not pouring into that. You sound like an opponent now. Like I should be combating against you. Should we both grab swords? When? I'm like, cool
Yeah,
on
it's
that.
basically just preference and personality if you want to put into a more acceptable, like, words.
Yeah, preference and personality, but also physical fitness, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like preference, like because there's always that pushback against somebody saying that they want somebody fit when it's really just a preference.
Duh.
If a guy wants somebody who is not as or not what I would be considered fit, maybe that's his version of it.
Yeah,
But I guess for me and you, because we're thinking the same thing.
yeah, because both of us are pretty much been fit our whole life. We want we want our complementary opposite.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be like rock hard abs and everything, but I don't want you to be out of shape. Just saying, and that's what it comes down to, just being out of shape. Body type's different. You know what I'm saying? Fat and muscle dexterity and body mass index fluctuates for women. Some have bigger hips, smaller shoulders. We get that. They can't all be roughed into the same size. But at least for your body type, are you fit?
Yeah.
That's what I ask. For your body type.
And then friendly is just it all depends on the person. Like this is all of these terms are generalized just under the term red pill. But you can see them in everyday life whether or not you identify with that.
Like saying, like you can't call fit and friendly a red pill term when that's just basic life stuff.
Exactly. It's just standards.
It's the standard
Or
stuff.
preference.
Yeah, you want your girl to be friendly. Like I want the woman I am to be well liked by the energy of the world. Not saying that, not her just being a tross, like not being a depressed or a negative attitude, just a friendly, demure demeanor. I just
Like the other clip.
yeah, bro, dude, just
What's the next one? Pookie and Ray Ray.
don't even get me started. Man, fit and friendly.
Man.
Man, the exact opposite.
Man.
Man. Oh, yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookies and Ray Rays have been destroying society since the end of time because they have no morals and no rules. Pookies and Ray Rays like to fuck and fuck around. That's what they do. And women like Pookies and Ray Rays because Pookies and Ray Rays allow them to be their most lowest versions of themselves. If he has no morals and no rules and no boundaries, then she doesn't have to. So they can go out there and just be as wild as possible, and nobody can hold anybody accountable. And especially if he hitting that bottom, then now she gets to be even crazier, and that leads you into wilder shit. And like, no, I don't like Pookie. I like good men are put into the world to keep Pookies and Ray Rays in check. But if women are not backing good men don't see the reason for doing it anymore. You know,
Yeah, these are the men that you hear about in the songs, in the breakup songs, or the songs about a man that didn't treat her right, all of that.
yep, those be the Pookies and Ray Rays. Those I'm saying,
The men who leave their kids with a baby mom.
yep, and the women like prime example of a Pookie and Ray Ray, Future. You know, they like you know as a woman he got 5 kids from 5 women. You knew that going in. You knew walking up to the plate. You got the bat in your hands. You knew what the pitcher was throwing, and you still swung. Like, you still swung. Like Pookie and Ray Rays have specific powers that make women make dumb decisions like that. That's a very dumb decision for a woman, but she's the one thinking that, you know what? I might hit that pitch.
Right.
I'm going to be the one to knock this ball park. I'm going to get me my future. And now you a single mom. Now you a single mom. You know that song?
No.
Oh my God, dude, I got to put you on. Oh, we got another one. Oh my God, the single mom song. That's crazy. Now you a single mom.
Wow. Future didn't make that, right?
No, he did not.
Okay.
Oh, but wait till you hear this. I'm gonna put you on it. What react to at another time. But Pookies and Ray Rays, that's what Pookies are. They create single mothers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they create delusional single mothers. Mothers that still think after they've been put into the single mother category that they can still change the Pookie. They're like, I can still change him.
And then if they don't do that, then they're the ones who put women into the all men are trash mindset.
And since they can't get the Pookie, they punish the good guy. It's like, why do you want me? I call that the good guy punish. She's gonna punish you for wanting her. She's like, why do you want me when Pookie don't want me? You're gonna get punished. You don't want that. All right. Well, let's continue.
Beta, cuck, Western women. Bop is a new one, but it is definitely red pill. 304, fit and friendly. Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray is more so used by a specific demographic of men, but nonetheless, there's still red pill.
All right, cool.
So I guess we can move on to the bigger list.
Yes, let's move on to the bigger list now. All right, as she said, how to avoid red pill male, step 1. Knowing the key words and phrases that they say. All right, so she started off with modern woman.
It's like what we were saying about Western women.
Yeah.
It's just first world country women who, like, I guess most predominantly live in America.
Yeah, and of course, modern women. Listen, modern women are women that are. Let's just look at it from the vantage point of like women's suffrage and the civil rights movement. Modern women are women that are now able to do everything in equal capacity with a man. Bank accounts, homes, jobs. You can do anything. Travel, do wherever you want. Do whatever you want to do. You're a modern woman. You are a career orientated, driven towards success modern woman. The reason why a man might consider that a red flag is, how are you going to have time to build a family if you're working? How are you going to have time to raise my kids if you're building your career? So that's a modern woman. And for a man that is looking for a traditional woman, a modern woman is not something he's going to want. That's not. And if she says that's a red flag, it's because you've been sold the trope that Money and career is going to fulfill you. And for some women, it does. And there's nothing bad to that. That's what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go for that. But if you think you can get money and career and then at the back end come and get a man and a family, you're going to come to a real bad conclusion. Because by the time that happens, number 16 is going to come into play. We'll get to that later. And you're not going to want to be in that situation. So the modern woman is a trope against the traditional woman. And men want traditional women, even though they really don't make them that much more in the West anymore. But we want traditional women.
And it's not even that all men want traditional women, or the fact that just having a job or like having a career is bad. Like, you can have those things, but it's just you have to prioritize if you do claim that you want a traditional man, because you wanting somebody means you also have to agree with their values to an extent.
Yeah. And relationships where they have intertwined value systems, they think they last longer.
Mm-hmm.
I would think they last longer. All right. Independent women, well,
Same thing.
it seems like I don't want an independent woman if I'm in a relationship. Be independent and strong by your damn self. But the moment you as a woman decide that you want to be in a partnership, in a marriage, in a relationship, skate the independence part, because that's giving to me selfish vibes. That's what I'm here. When you saying I'm independent and strong, that means that you're selfish and you're not going to lead on my strength at all. What do you need a man for? Like, it makes no sense to me.
They say that themselves. I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man.
Yeah, like what?
And it's like, then why complain about the men that you don't need, or complain about relationships that you're not getting when you don't need it?
Yeah, you don't like. You can't have the energy of not needing something, but have the
Yeah.
attitude of wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
It just making it that's very confusing, especially to your partner. Imagine a man just trying to come in. It's like playing double dutch. Like, "Is your woman?" You feel me? It's like double dutch with the mind. Am I in a relationship or am I not? Russian roulette. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, independence don't work. You know what I'm saying? There's independent and then there's codependent. Those are the opposites. Inside there's interdependence, and you need to be interdependent. You need to come together as a couple and be interdependent together. Equality, there's no such thing as equality. There's no such, you know what I'm saying? What we strive for is some level of fairness. No.
Yeah, because if we had equality, then people would complain.
Yeah, you can't have equality. You
No,
can't,
not at all.
if there was equality, there would be girls lining up to take me out on dates, but that's not how the way this shit works. You know what I'm saying? It's the opposite around. So it's not equality. We want fairness. So when a guy says equality, he, like, to me, he's basically saying, I want you to give me what I give you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all it is. And for men, it's not the same. Like, if I'm buying and taking you out on dates, I don't expect you to take me out on dates. I want you to give me respect. I want respect back. I want respect and time and courtesy and energy. I want that to be what you give me back, and that's the equality. Like, I'm not saying if I take you to Ruth's Chris, you got to take me to Ruth's Chris. I ain't saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying if I take you to Ruth's Chris, could you at least be like, oh baby, I see you haven't done your laundry. Do my laundry.
Yeah, I think our term of or the way we perceive equality is fairness, because we consider fair like if it's like
Both sides win.
Exactly, that's equal. Both sides are winning.
Yeah, not okay. I see what you're saying. Not like some blanket equality, like both people get apples.
No, it's not
fairness.
50-50 like we were saying
Yeah,
earlier.
it's fairness. Like, both parties win.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Both parties win. We want fairness.
That's what we really want, but equality just sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds like, but it doesn't play out right in the real world.
Yeah, and you're taught that in elementary school, like with the simple diagram. There's a big fence, there's a tall guy and a short guy. They both can't see over it. You're not going to give the tall guy one block so he can see and the short guy one block, because the short guy's not going to see.
That's equality.
Exactly.
But it doesn't work.
To be fair, you give the tall guy the amount of blocks that he needs to be able to see, and the short guy the amount of blocks that he needs.
And that's fair.
Whether or not the short guy
Yes.
needs more.
Yes. Agreed. All right. Feminism. Oh, God. I've said this so many times. I am a supporter of first wave feminism. Big time supporter. I love women's rights. I love women having the capacity to do everything within the American experience that a male can do. I want them all to be a part of it. And as of right now, today, I cannot think of one right a man has that a woman doesn't have. So you've achieved equality. What I don't like is this new version of feminism where they hate everything about men. They hate everything we've done, everything we have achieved and everything we've created to make feminism even exist.
Or the term the patriarchy.
The patriarchy. The patriarchy made everything that makes you comfortable, lady. You can't hate on that.
And we don't live in one.
We don't live in a patriarchy. We live in a constitutional republic. It's based upon the individual. And over the time, the American system in place had taken away individual rights, from women's rights to making black people 3/4 a human being. I understood that. But America corrected its wrongs with adding on amendments that gave people those freedoms back. And now we're at a country where everybody has the right to do everything. This is the freest we're gonna be. What are people complaining about? And it makes no sense. And feminism in itself is complaining. So if for this woman thinking that saying feminism or feminist is a red flag, or like it's a key search for red pill men, it's because she doesn't want men understanding what we're in. You saying we're in a new world. Like I'm not dealing with the women of the 50s and 60s. I'm dealing with modern women that have jobs, monies, careers, drives. So I don't go into dating like, oh, could you just come to my house and do my laundry and my clothes? I'm like, dude, what you got going? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, what career do you? Because isn't that selfish for me to expect a modern woman to just drop everything that she had planned for her life and just be my wife?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying you don't have to change yourself. These are just qualities that men are looking for. And not everything on this list, because these are just, or in her opinion, things that, or phrases that red pill men say.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, where we? Females. That you can tackle that.
Okay, so I feel like females is viewed as a term of belittlement when it's really just a term used for generalization. Like, I don't know, to say the word female is another way of saying girl or woman, but I mean, it depends on who's hearing it, because not everyone's going to get, I guess, offended by it. If you call a man, he's not going to get offended by it, because, I mean, that's what we are. Like, if you call me a man, I'm nothing more than a man, it's just I'm different from other men.
I just had to, like, let a woman go because she got mad at me for calling her a female and a woman. She said, like, I'm not just that. I'm like, of course you're not. You know what I'm saying? But you are that. And the fact that we had to have an argument where my patience was wearing thin just to get her to accept the fact that the basis of my compliment was calling her a woman. It was like, why? Why did he... What's being taught in school to make that an issue? It should not have been an issue. And you telling me right now that they think being called a female is belittling?
Belittling, yeah. They think that being called number 5 is the same as being called number 20.
Really?
Almost.
And that makes absolutely no sense. So I think that's...
Okay, it's like one annoys and one offends, I should say.
But being called a female should cause no emotional triggering in anything. But if it is causing those things, because I want to be empathetic for these type of people, I'm going to tell you, get some help. Get some fucking help, man. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
And then now we have simp.
Well, like I said, like simps are basically just men that are willing to sacrifice their morals to be with a woman. That's it. They'll allow themselves to be stepped on. They'll allow themselves to be controlled, be talked down to be emasculated, just to be with a woman. And that's just not for me. So.
Give everything that they have just for a little bit of attention, or just for somebody to give them the attention that they seek.
Yeah, and simps also don't have any masculine guidance. They weren't taught how to, and for the lack of better way of saying it, I wouldn't want to say put a woman in her place. No, it's more like how to understand female cues, how to understand female nature, female doublespeak. And saying he wasn't taught female nature. He wasn't taught the games women play, so he's easily manipulated.
And it doesn't even have to be directly related to women in general. It could even just be related to respecting themselves.
In business, like straight up, like I simp in business, like the guy that don't stand up for himself at work. I'm like, dude, like, stop letting this dude pick on you. Like, the guys, simps let themselves be bullied. And said, instead of just like balling the
In
fist
an
and
effort to get what they want.
yeah, like it's very like gatherer mentality, you know, like the hunter gatherer, you know. Then we got submission, submissive man. To be in a relationship, couples are submissive to each other. A woman is submissive to the male's leadership, while a man is submissive to a woman's responsibility in the relationship. He's not gonna go out there and disrespect her trusting him. So he's gonna submit to her and be monogamous to her and not be out there trying to be with other women or disrespect her trust. She's gonna submit to his leadership and trust him as a man that's going to protect her, provide for her, and lead her into a family standpoint. So submission should not be a trigger point. I understand why the modern world doesn't like submission because it might be tied to slave, or like
Yeah, I don't know.
or you don't have an opinion for
I think
yourself.
it's paired with, like we were saying about Sims, like just not valuing yourself or like compromising yourself.
Yeah,
When that's not what it is at all.
that's not what it's like. There's no lesson in submission, no lesser in submission. It's just like I'm getting. I'll tell you, it's going back to cooperation. It's the same thing. It's can I get along? I'm submitting to get along.
Yeah.
I'm not dominating. Like dominating the tyrannical mentality is absent of cooperation. It's only like
Just force.
force.
Forcing it.
It's force. It's only force. So like you need like cooperation, submission. These are words that bring people together because it shows that you're taking two holes and mending them.
Yeah, and then you don't have to change yourself to be submissive. Like it could be as simple as having a lot of things in common with the person you're with, and being able to do things together.
Yeah, and we're submissive all the time in life. I'm submissive to my boss at my job. I don't own the company. I have a boss, so I'm submissive to my boss. Sometimes I'm submissive to my girlfriend because I'm being nice to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm submissive to the bus driver if I get on the bus because I want to drive the bus. But since that's that nigga's job, I'm submitting. You know what I'm saying? It's a just normal thing. Submission and cooperation is normal, so it shouldn't be red flag. That's just a man. A man who talks about submission understands that he's a part of it. It's not something that he's just trying to shove down somebody else's throat. He's also a part of submission. It's back and forth.
Yeah, I think it's just people who like take the term too literally, rather than taking it for what it is meant by it.
All right.
Number 8.
Yeah, hold up. Let's stop at number 8, and we're gonna continue this for another time. One second. This is Dino Reacts here with Malachi. We're gonna finish off the last part of this list. Peace.